Hi guys. So in this session we are going to discuss about variables and constants, right? So in the last class we discussed about introduction to C. I think you may all remember what are all the features and advantages all we discussed. Okay. So now we are moving to this topic. So here we are going to cover up how to declare a variable with examples and how to declare a constant with examples with some practical implementation. That is very simple practical implementation. So first and foremost, I'm going to start up with real-time example of what is a variable. Okay. So here we are going to discuss what is the use of the variable, how we are going to implement it by means of a real-time environment. Okay, so see here, I think so. All will know what is the meaning of this box. So all the children that is below 9 years or 8 years, they all will be playing this. Right? Have you all noticed? Okay. So what is this? So this is a puzzle box or a shape box. So they will be giving you different types of shapes, blocks. Okay. So the children, what they will do? They will choose the appropriate shapes relevant to these boxes and they will fill it, isn't it? So this is a rectangle, this is a semicircle, triangle and so on. So based on this they will be selecting it and they will be fixing it. Okay, so now we will see what is this. So this is a shape. So for this shape I must have to select one rectangle. For example, you think I am a child, so I am going to choose a rectangle object and I am going to fix in this shape. So this is a shape. Okay, so I am going to select one rectangle object and I'm going to place it over here. Okay, so thus I have selected this. Okay, so now you please don't worry about what is the value that is being present. First, let me fix the object on the respective shape. So I have fixed here. So now for the semicircle, I must have to place one of the semicircle object on this shape, right? So now see, I have selected one semicircle and I have placed here. Okay. So now for this triangle, I must have to take a triangle object. Shall I take? Right. So this triangle object I have placed. Okay. So like this, for the remaining objects, for the remaining shapes also, I am going to select the objects and place. So what is this? This is a shape and this is the object which I am going to place it in this shape. Can you understand? So will this shape accept semicircle? No. Or will this semicircle accept rectangle? No, it will not accept it. Am I right? So this shape will accept only rectangular objects. So this semicircle shape will accept only semicircle objects. Likewise, we can tell for all the four different types of shapes, it will hold only the objects which are of in equal shapes. Can you understand? So now we will see. So what is this 50 and what is this 100? So the meaning is I am going to place one value inside this shape. Okay, so 50 is one of the object and 100 is one of the object. Can you understand? So shapes are all variables. The object which I am placing in this shapes are called values. So I am going to place these 50, 100 in the shapes which matches the shapes. Can you understand? So shapes are called as variables and these objects are called as values. It will be accepted only by its appropriate shapes. Can you understand? So now I can tell that variables is used to store the values of its appropriate shapes, that is its matched shapes. So now can I continue? Right. So now for this triangle shape, okay, so for this triangle variable, like this also I can tell. So it is going to contain a value 333. Can you understand? So 333 is going to be placed only in this triangle, not in any other area, because it is matching the triangle shape, right? So now you see, for this shape, for this polygon shape, can you understand, I'm going to place a value that matches this shape. So now I have selected the type of the object. Okay, so both are matching. So I'm going to place one of the values. So 40.2, I'm going to place it in this polygon. So like this, for this square shape, so I have selected the square object of the same type and I'm going to place one value. So 54.12 is going to be stored in this square shape, right? So now we will see for this sphere. So for this sphere shape, I am going to select the sphere object that is of same type of the object and I am going to place a value, store a value. So Joe. So Joe will be stored, which belongs to this shape sphere, and it is going to store here, right? So now for this shape, I am going to select the object of the same shape and I am going to store the value. Friends, are you all clear? So like this only we are going to store some value in one variable of same type. For this circle, I am going to select the same type of an object circle and I am going to place a value on this circle shape. So this number 8 is one of the data or a value which is going to get stored under this circle. So overall, I can tell that variable is a place to store some value in a memory. Okay, so it can store one value or multiple values based on my requirement. Okay, so now see what I have written. So appropriate shapes insertion, there is appropriate type of objects that is equal to the top shapes are inserted. So under this shape, I can insert one or more values. So in one variable, that is here, I can store one or more values based on my requirement. I think so. Now you might have a clear idea of what is a variable. So it is a place given by the memory to store some value. So see the first point, a space given by the memory to store some value. So here we have to cast shapes, right? So how can we retrieve those values? So already in the last slide, I told that a rectangle is one shape, square is one shape, etc. So square is one variable name, rectangle is one variable name, circle is one variable name. So for each variable name, we are going to store some values, right? So those names are all how it should be. So it should be unique. So what is unique? You should not give the same name for all the different shapes, right? So rectangle has to be rectangle, it cannot be a square. So that point is being given here. So all those names must be a user defined name. So it should not be a keyword. Okay. So shapes, under that shape, I'm going to insert some value. This is one example which I discussed. So under a variable, we can store single or multiple values in one variable name. So friends, are you all clear what is a variable? It is nothing but we are going to store some values in my memory. So you can understand that as shapes and objects or value insertion. Okay, so now I given you a simple example of how to declare a variable. So you see int rno is equal to 10. So what is this int? So int tells you what type of value I am going to store in my memory. Okay, so here roll number is the name of the variable name. So I can give any letters for storing the variable or storing the value. So what is the value I have given? 10. So 10 is going to be contained in this variable name roll number. So int stands for a data type, that is I am going to store only positive values inside this roll number. Okay, like shapes and objects, I'll be storing only rectangular objects in my rectangular shapes, right? So next you see we have used two variable names, roll number and my mark. So friends, like this only you must have to declare the variable names for C programming language. So C underscore is a way of representing the variable, or without this also I can declare my variable name. See, starting letter will be small, proceeded with an underscore and no, or like this also I can give. Okay, so small case letters has to be started while writing the variable names. Okay, so apart from this symbol, nothing else will be supported by your variable name. So underscore only you can add or you cannot add. So next you see roll number and my mark are the two variable names which is going to hold the type as integer. That is positive values only I can store in two variable names, roll number and my mark. So what all the values I am storing here? See, like this also I can initialize. So like this also I can assign. So first is declaring and then assigning, or both in one line. So roll number is equal to 10 and my mark is equal to 78. So this is the common format of declaring a variable, friends, right? Do you all feel easy for understanding? Okay. So friends, now we are going to discuss how to declare constant. Okay, so generally, what is a constant? I just want to tell you in short. So constants are nothing but values which we should not change. Okay, so the values are fixed, right? For example, angle of a straight line. So it is 180 degree. Is it possible for us to change? So these are all theoretical values or fixed values. So if I want to use those values in my program, I want to declare it as a constant. Okay, so for those benefits, we can use this as a constant variable. So now we are going to see one of a very simple real-time examples as that we discussed for variables, right? So now we will proceed. So now we are going to see one example. So see the same examples I have used. Can you follow that example? So now you see we have used here four shapes: rectangle, triangle, circle and asterisk or star. So for this, what they have given, the rule for inserting the object in this shape is, see friends, these are all variables and these are all objects. So those objects has to be placed in this respective shape with the colors that they have mentioned. Apart from these colors, you should not give any other colors for inserting. See, for rectangle, I want to insert only red. For triangle, I want to insert only yellow. For circle, blue, and for star is green. So this is constant. Can you understand? So this rectangle will not accept any other color. Okay. So see, I'm going to try this. So rectangle has to be red color. See, they have given the values. Place only yellow triangle. Place only blue triangle and place only green star. So now any one of the child is going to take the shapes of the same colors of the shapes and we are going to insert it. Okay, so now see what is this color. So this is a rectangle and it belongs to red color. Only this will be accepted, right? So now you see triangle. So triangle is a one of the object that is having yellow color. So that is going to get accepted in this yellow shape. So next is blue. Blue has to be inserted in the blue shape, right? Next is star. So star is the object of green color. It has to be inserted in this green shape. So all these are matching, isn't it? Can you understand? So now this must only be present in this respective shape. None of the other colors has to be inserted. So this is called constant, right? So now we will insert. So red rectangle is being inserted here. Okay. Now see, yellow triangle is inserted here. So this is accepting. Yellow, yellow, both are getting matched. Then see, blue circle is getting inserted here. Next, green star is getting inserted here. So all are having the same values. So the meaning is this has been solved successfully, right? So the shape is going to accept only constant colors, red, yellow, blue and green. So now can you just tell me what is the meaning of a constant? See, the colored shapes board, that is red color, yellow color shape, blue, green, all are called as constant variables. Okay, so in the last slide, that is in the last image, I told we didn't mention any shape color. It is a common one, isn't it? But here we have mentioned that it is red shape, yellow shape, blue and green. So this is called as constant variable. So along with variable names, I have added that I should store only constant value, that is unchangeable value, right? So see, what are all these constants? Colors which I have assigned. Okay, so these are all called as constant values. So next you see, I am going to insert the constant values inside this respective shapes. Can you understand? Okay, we will go for its point-wise discussion. So what is this constant declaration? So already I told it is a fixed value assigned to a variable that cannot be changed at runtime. Okay, so same color shapes insertion. Can you understand? While I'm just trying to change the value after giving it as constant, the system will not accept it, the compiler will not accept it. So that is being given as runtime. So if attempted to change, error will be given as a result. Okay, so same color only I should insert. If I insert some other shape, surely it is going to produce an error. So you see, I'm giving you an example. Okay, so what is this up to this? Wait a minute. So let me choose a highlighter. So after this you see, this is your variable name. Roll number is a variable name. Its shape is integer, that is its type is integer. So I'm going to store only integer object, integer value. So along with this you see, we have declared constant. So like this only you should have to give. So what is called constant is the syntax, const, like this only you should have to give. Once I have placed this word along with this variable declaration, means that this 10 should not get changed. Okay, so this is a constant value, it should not get changed in future. Okay, so now you see, I'm going to execute some statements. Okay, after certain statements are getting executed, I'm trying to change as, for this roll number, I'm changing it as roll number is equal to 56. So the compiler, what it will do, it will check that it is a constant variable, how we can accept these changes. So it will not accept, right? So it is going to produce you an error. Can you understand? So that is the meaning of a constant. So these are all fixed values. It will not change until the end of the program is completed. Friends, up to this, you might have a clear idea of what is a variable and what is a constant. I have explained you very easily with the help of real-time examples. Okay, so you just recall those examples so that you will never forget at any time. Okay, friends. So now we will see a simple example of merging these two declarations, right? Okay. So guys, this is a simple program of how to implement variables and constant values in C language. So as a first step, this is an inclusion of header file statement and this is void main. So this is the main function which I have discussed already. So this is the core of a programming language. So all the statements that is being given within this open and close parenthesis will start execute, right? So now these three statements are called as variable declaration statements, right? So integer, integer, float. So what is this integer? So this is one now of the data type which is used for storing only positive values, that is numbers without having decimal parts, right? So what is this float? So float is used to hold only decimal values. Fractional part values is going to get stored under this data type. So a is a positive integer value, right? So the next statement is constant int underscore fixed is equal to 45. So what is this underscore fixed? So this is one way of representation of variable name. So see, I have declared here underscore. So this is only one symbol that is supported by the C language for declaring variable names, right? So like this also I can give as underscore as a first symbol along with that sequence of characters, right? So what is the constant value that is being stored? It is 45. So next you see float. So already it told it is used to store only decimal values. So under this we have declared two variable names, C and sum. So under C I am going to store decimal values, and under sum I am going to store some of the decimal values. Okay, I can declare even as a single statement like float C semicolon, then in next line float sum semicolon. So that is waste of time. So like this also I can declare multiple variable names that belong to the same type. Okay. So now you see printf. This also we have discussed printf scanf in the last video. So enter the value for integer a. So this is going to print as it is. So scanf, I'm going to get the value for a. So percentage d, it tells that I'm going to get only integer value. So percentage d will match that whether I'm giving only integer value for a. If not, error will come, right? So next you see printf, enter the value for float c. Okay, so this will be printed as it is and it is going to move to a new line. So there I'll be giving a value. So scanf percentage f comma ampersand c. So what is this percentage f? This tells that c is going to hold only decimal values, right? If not, it is going to give you an error. So next you see this is one of an operation that is being declared. So sum is equal to a plus underscore fixed plus c. So what is this sum? Sum is one of a variable name which is going to perform certain operations. Whatever answer that is going to come, okay, that is going to get stored in sum. So sum is a type of float. It is going to store only float values, decimal values. So for a I will be giving the value. For c I will be giving the value. For underscore fixed value is already being assigned. So it is 45. So that will be substituted here. And after performing this operation, finally I am going to print the result. Printf, the resultant answer is equal to, so percentage f, because sum is a float data type, isn't it? So that answer will be printed in this area. Okay, so what value will be printed? The value that is associated with sum, right? So the resultant answer is equal to the answer of sum will be printed here, right? So now we will execute and see. So there is no error. Now I will run. See, I am going to give the value as 2 for integer a. Enter the value for float c, 3.4. Like this I am giving one value. So see the answer, 2 plus 3.4 plus 45. All are added and it is being given an answer as 50.400002. Right? So like this only I must have to declare my variables and constants if needed. Okay friends, we'll meet in the next session.